answer key for lesson 3 on how the atomic bomb should be remembered. So what you guys did was looked at different points of view on how the atomic bomb was portrayed. You can do a little bit of background if you chose. Then you had to choose an image to remember the atomic bomb, to commemorate it by the United Nations. The first image that you see is the Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor in December 1941. And the reason that that image could be used to commemorate the atomic bombs, even though the atomic bombs didn't come until 4 years later, is because by bombing Pearl Harbor, Japan drew the United States into the war, therefore created the need for the Manhattan Project in the United States, and then led to obviously the Pacific War and the United States' decision to drop the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The second picture here is an American propaganda poster of two parents tucking their kids in, and it says, "Ours to fight for, freedom from fear, excuse me." And basically, this is kind of showing that, well, the reasoning behind the atomic bomb was to protect American lives, to protect the children. So that's the idea behind that poster. The third one is right here, American survivors of the Bataan Death March. So the Americans and Filipinos were defeated by the Japanese, and as a result, the Japanese forced the soldiers to march about 65 miles through jungle and hot weather with no supplies, no food, no water, no shelter. If you fell behind, you were shot. That was as simple as that during the Bataan Death March. So the reasoning behind using this to commemorate the atomic bomb is because it shows the human suffering that the United States strove to avoid by using the atomic bomb. The fourth image is a girl with her skin hanging in strips after the atomic bombing of Hiroshima. This shows the human suffering because of the atomic bombs. So you can commemorate the bombs by showing how horrible the effects were of them. Here you have the Enola Gay, which dropped the first one, the first atomic bomb, and it's got General Paul Tibbets, who was the pilot, and that one can be used because it obviously dropped the atomic bomb. This one here, a boy's burned flesh after the atomic bombing of Hiroshima. This obviously, just again, kind of like the image over here, shows just the horrific nature of the effects of the atomic bomb, particularly on children, which I think, nobody wants to suffer, but when you see children suffering, it makes it a lot more personal, a lot worse. Treatment of POWs by Japanese soldiers. You can see this American soldier is about to be beheaded. So kind of like the Bataan Death March, just showing the cruelty at the hands of the Japanese soldiers that Truman was trying to avoid by dropping the atomic bomb. Here we have Hiroshima after the bombing, just the sheer destruction. Over here, Japanese Unit 731 performs medical experiments, including vivisections on POWs and colonial subjects. So this one is portraying Japan obviously in a negative light because they're doing medical experiments on, human beings and prisoners of war, to be exact, which shows, again, the reason behind the need for the atomic bomb. And then finally, we have this image that shows the cloud following the dropping the bomb. One interesting, disturbing thing really about this is that the temperatures after the bomb was dropped reached such high temperatures, between 3,000 and 4,000 degrees, that some people were just instantly incinerated, and the cloud that you see is people. It's what the bomb destroyed, which is obviously an interesting way to commemorate the atomic bombs, to show its power and also its destruction at the same time. So there were two kind of perspectives to take this lesson from: Hiroshima as victimization or as a triumph. And then you guys had to just look at a few documents to kind of give you some background on how this is remembered by the Japanese and the Americans. So document A is a textbook from American history. And basically, it's kind of getting the reasoning behind using the bomb. So if you look at the last paragraph, Truman later wrote, he regarded the bomb as a military weapon and never had any doubts it should be used. His advisors, probably rightly so, warned him that there would be massive casualties if the United States did a ground invasion. So he was trying, his kind of idea was to save American lives here. Document B is from a soldier from World War II who was thankful for the atomic bomb because it, kind of like some of the pictures portrayed, saved a lot of American lives. He talks about Okinawa, battle that took place before the atomic bombs were dropped, where 123,000 people were killed. So by dropping the atomic bomb, that potentially saved about 123,000 American lives, according to this soldier. Document C, stopping Russia. This one talked about how Russia was gaining more and more power at the time, and the United States kind of wanted to flex its muscles to show, you know, that Russia shouldn't be messing with the United States, even though they were on the same side. They wanted to make sure Russia didn't become too powerful. Document D is a survivor in Japan, the 13-year-old kid. Oh, so sad. But he talks about, you know, he's in school and he sees the plane coming, and he talks about the after effects of the bomb, which is pretty disturbing. The last document was the two tables, estimates of casualties. Pre-raid population of Hiroshima is 255,000, and out of that, about 66,000 were killed, 69,000 are injured. And the causes of those deaths, burns or falling debris is the major causes. That's going to be thinking about things that came later, like the radiation poisoning, the birth defects, things like that were caused by the atomic bomb. In Nagasaki, you can see a little bit smaller of a city, 195,000. 39,000 are killed, 25,000 wounded. So total, I mean, a lot of people are killed by this. And the cause of the death in Nagasaki, very similar. Burns, falling debris, flying glass. And then the other is those diseases that I think the video is referred to as well. So what you guys had to do was choose an image and tell me why you think that is the best image to commemorate the use of the atomic bombs. I would love to hear about, like, your opinions behind the matter. You know, do you think that the atomic bomb was the right thing to do? Was it wrong? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, when we're thinking about this in terms of our final project for this unit, this, I think, does a really nice job of showing the perspectives of the United States and Japan in remembering the war. You know, you can argue from Japan's side, those peace memorials and museums that you read about in lesson 1 commemorate all these horrible deaths and casualties. And from the United States point of view, you can think about, you know, the idea, well, we're trying to save American lives, or even the document B, the soldier who's talking about, you know, being thankful they had this technology to defeat the Japanese because it potentially saved his own life. So you can think about that from those perspectives. And let me know if you have questions.